When did I get Poda? The pet is like... The tooltip looks like it's fucking gonna be adorable.
Island expedition pet.
I haven't done any. I'm only 114 on this tune.
Oh.
I think it's probably a Horde questline pet. Got talked into getting a healer up over here to help friends out.
What, on the Horde?
Got bribed. Wait, why do you sound surprised? Are you joking?
For the Horde?
Oh, yeah. I know. It took some convincing, like a lot of it, like several weeks of like pestering. Hey, that's a funny pun. It was pesta. Oh, fuck. Bank is full. All right, moving on. I just I'm keeping all my gear because I'm gonna go enchanter, but I'm like gathering right now. So I'm like, I'm just gonna dump this shit in there in the bank and DE it when I'm max level, and I don't know how well this is gonna go.
Why don't you just start DEing it now? Get it out of the bank. Because then you can start
Yeah.
actually making your enchants for your gear now.
But then it costs money to switch back and forth, and I'm still poor. Remember, Pesta has not given me my dollars that he promised me.
I promised that I wasn't going to pester him.
Yeah. I'm sorry, but I love this whole pesta pestering thing. Sounds great. I love it. Just the words. But yeah, I don't know. I have 3K total on this server. I'm like trying to spend it wisely. It feels super weird, but I gotta say I actually kind of enjoy it. Like having to think about what money I'm spending. But I also wish it would end soon. Hope it ends soon.
Yeah, I kept my promise. I didn't go
Dude
on your
came in
stream and
exactly.
start
Shit like that.
pestering him there.
I finally started
And
getting rid of that
you
shit.
know, and every time he's got in Discord, I've held my tongue because I promised I wouldn't say anything.
Well, Lainey came up with a funny thing. I could just be like, "We'll heal for gold whenever I'm max level," and then see if it triggers in his mind. Like, oh, I was gonna fucking give her gold when she came over here because he was gonna help pay for my transfer, and then Lainey Laney'd and was like, "I'll just buy it." I'm like, "But no, we were gonna pool gold together. No, stop it." Forced her dollars on me because I think that's her love language. That and talking. That sweet lady. I love her so much. Need another 80K for my trinket. What trinket? The talking about like a Dark Moon card one or something? Talking is a language. This is true. I didn't realize what I said. How dumb that was. That and talking. Thanks for pointing that out, Elliot. I just mean love language is like talk to people a lot. Like them. Like their company. Fucking. But this is why you guys hang out with me, because I do amusement by being a fucktard. At least that's my assumption. Otherwise, you all are crazy. Can I climb this? I feel like I can't. Yeah, so if you see anything that
My
you
voice
think
in every once in a while.
that I could be doing differently, feel free to tell me. But I don't plan on like overly playing
I
this
have
character.
one Horde tune at 110, and I only made that because I was trying out a weekday raid guild, and one of my buddies was like, "Come over to Horde and play." So I made a mage. As soon as he stopped playing, I stopped playing the character.
I leveled, but the first time I leveled the Horde tune was just for the experience and to actually run through Orgrimmar because everybody kept talking about it because I had two buddies that were always Horde and always talking about Orgrimmar.
Oh yeah. The cave versus the mighty cities of the Alliance.
My plan was just to get this tune leveled up to where she can help out with keys and stuff, and if I can make their raid times, which I doubt I can. Uh, Originally it was just like, we need people for keys, come heal, we need healers. So once I get her leveled and like good to go, I'll just help when they need me. I started out as Horde and loved Horde and all that, but I already have my home now. I feel like I like Alliance more. That's pretty clear to me as far as like their storylines and shit, but like it is cool to see both sides.
Yeah. I did play my Horde to see the War of the Thorns campaign.
What's up,
Well,
Chunks?
the last expansion, I wanted to see the Horde experience for, Greymane going up against Sylvanas. Was there something different? I was like really disappointed with that.
Aw.
Because then nothing changed. There was nothing special about it. Either side, school would see Greymane do, and then you go to play the Horde side. It's like that's it. Just that's it.
Yeah, there are times when they use like the same cutscenes when it would seem like they would use different cutscenes, like the one where it shows the princess, the Dandelion troll princess on the boat, like going down and like praying or whatever. That was shown on
Yep.
both Alliance and Horde, and I just kind of like when I watched that, I was like, now that I think about it, it does feel kind of weird that that was even shown to the Alliance, but at the same time, it gives a little bit of light. But there wasn't really anything extra during that for Horde, and I was like, eh.
They
But
should have done it like the end of Siege of Orgrimmar.
I'm trying to remember. I don't know. I don't think I played Horde then. Did they do different shit completely?
Yeah, if you were Alliance, you didn't see them deliberating who was going to be leading the Horde afterwards. But if you were Horde, you got to see their whole thing where, Thrall is, going up to Vol'jin. He's like, "You are the leader of the Horde now."
Yeah, see, that's cool when they do shit like that. Oops. That's true, yeah.
Oh yeah, and Horde didn't see Alliance. What was it? Horde didn't see Jaina, telling Varian to, dismantle the Horde and all that.
The pre-patch cutscenes were completely different on each side, though. They showed some of the stuff, but some of the stuff wasn't shared, so that was
Yeah.
kind of interesting.
Yeah. For me too, it's the quest lines, like, and I'm super glad I did it because some of the fucking Horde quest lines this expansion are awesome. I love them. And
Wakanda
it's
forever.
hmm?
I said Wakanda forever.
Well, someone in the guild was talking about how they like the Horde. The Horde got more special, and I'm like, I don't kind of agree with that. I think the Alliance has got a really rich storyline,
Yeah.
but then I'm kind of biased because I'm a veteran sailor, and it's a theme for the Alliance. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I dig it. I dig that whole aspect of it, this expansion. Dying. And all for this stupid flower. Like, I was totally done with these guys. I was like, oh, flower, and went back. Like, more shit. And of course, then I spinning crane kicked and pulled fucking everything. Hello shit.
Hey, look, it's shiny.
Yeah.
It full the whole room.
Ooh, I can herb these little flowers that I killed too. For some grays. I keep forgetting to pick up my there's like this little like healing orb sitting next to me and I'm dying. Here, stop monking. It's amusing to me to be a monk anything but a panda. Like for some reason blood elf rolling just makes me laugh.
Makes me think of a ball of like spaghetti.
Right?
Akunda welcomes all.
Oh.
I love how the guilds who just randomly spam you with invites, almost all of them
Akunda
always
will
say
only enter your
soon to be
mind
raiding.
if you've been cleansed.
Yeah, well, that bucket's gone.
Well, it sort of makes sense to me though, because they probably just started the guild and now they're just spam inviting everybody they see who's not in a guild to try to build their roster. And it's like, oh my god. Like the worst way to start a guild. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, you know, I turned that in the guild invites off as soon as I always made a new tune, just so I didn't have to deal with them.
Yeah. And I don't know. It just seems like I guess it's kind of cool because it gives like the exiles a place to be, you know, but that's really the only purpose that I see and it's just like it's annoying when they don't talk to you first. Like you're just gonna invite
Yeah,
everybody. Why would I want to join your guild when you're not even vetting in the least bit? Like you're not even talking to somebody. You're just fucking inviting. Like, not even like a hey, would you like to join our guild? Like that would even be better.
If you want to recruit, find someone who's in a dungeon, especially a low level that doesn't, then you can sit there and talk to them while the fight, in the battle, and then you get a rapport. But that doesn't ever happen. It's like as soon as you make a tune and you're in the starting zone, you can probably get hit about 20 times. And
Yeah.
that's before you even turn it off. I mean, that's, before you even start going over and accept the first quest.
To be fair, it would take them a really long time to find people if they just waited till they found guildless people in dungeons because so many people have guilds, so the likelihood of them finding people is like really really low. But that's why I say it's like even just like if you see somebody without a guild, just like talk with them. What are you looking for in a guild? Start this guild. Would you like to join? Like
Well, you'll find
something.
people ask looking for guild,
Yeah.
and you just
Yeah.
gotta wonder how many people actually spam them. They're looking for a guild, but then how many people are actually spamming them because they're looking? I don't think any.
I actually posted in, I think it was trade chat at one point, right at the beginning of this expansion on Pep when I was trying to just find a guild just for leveling purposes. I got hit with like 14 whispers in a matter of seconds.
Oh my god.
And I was just like, just somebody send me one. I just want the cooldown on my Hearthstone. That's all I care about. I'm gonna probably leave your guild a weekend.
Just pick the one with the funniest name or something. Is what I would probably do.
Yeah, I think I just picked the first one that invited me, and that was the one that the GM of the guild was actually a chatbot.
Oh my god. Wow. I'm gonna die. Heal yourself. Later, Splorp. Thank you for the frost help.
I really wish they'd make anchorweed more
hanging out.
common. I get that they did the whole buff where you'll get more of it now, but it's still just so rare to even find one.
Yeah. No.
I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing.
I kind of like having a little bit of a challenge to get the shit, but it's a little extreme. Like if they up the percent bonds just a little bit.
Yeah, I was okay with the challenge at first because it meant I could just turn around and sell the airs. But as soon as I started needing to keep them and make flasks and pots for raid nights, it just turned into a nightmare.
Yeah.
I have to do like 2 hours of farming every week at least for getting my consumables for raids. That's just the pots and flasks. Now feasts, that's a whole nother nightmare story.
Yeah, I know. I'm kind of glad that Dorn and Thorn and I don't know who else sending the meat have kind of taken on that farming job for feasts. I'm pretty sure some people send the meat to distribute, but like, I like to do contributing, but holy shit, to take care of both flasks and then like at first I was kind of like bummed out because Ed and I are both alchemists. And like I always kind of wish that my priest was an enchanter, but like for some reason I just hate switching professions when I've worked so hard on like gathering all of the shit, you know?
Yep.
And so I never switched, even though they've made it so much easier. And I was bummed at first, but now I'm like, I'm actually kind of glad because like him and I, even if we're together, we can both pick the same herbs at least. Otherwise, it would suck. And it takes a lot of, of shit to keep up with trade consumer. So
Akunda
Yeah.
welcomes all.
I'm a tailor on Pep, and I have no use for it anymore except to make the bags occasionally. But I just still won't drop it just because I've collected so many old and rare recipes on them.
Yeah, and you tend to lose them if you stop it.
Welcome,
Yep.
You
Akunda.
know, the thing I hated
Usagi.
about scribes is that I used to have
You
so
are
much
ready
good
to hear
stuff and
Akunda's
they just
word,
kept deleting
though it
it.
must be done
Scribes
alone.
has changed so
Head to
much
the
from when
altar
I
Oh,
and
yeah.
first
pray
looked at.
when you are ready.
I miss glyphs. I think glyphs were awesome.
yeah, I
Oh, they're
liked him.
still there, but they're all vanity crap.
Yeah. Oh my god, we found
I'm
Rakira.
surprised that they didn't give us something to enchant, you know, like they had in the past. It's the same thing for like maybe a cloak. Why you don't have some kind of thread that could have been used to
You, yes,
give
you.
it some kind of a
Approach
boost or something
quietly.
like that.
Do not draw attention to yourself.
They do for tailors, but it's
Hello,
only for
Akunda.
the tailor.
Yes. See, if you remember back in Lich King, they had
The spell threads.
the spell threads, right? That you could just put into the,
Do not
and that
trust
works. I mean, I think that was always kind of a nice thing. It gave tailoring something other than just making their own gear or
After
just
this little quest line, I think
crap.
I'm gonna take off for the ready for bed.
See now, in with the scribe, I can only really make two things that really mean anything, and one of them is just going to go away after a little while anyway.
Dark Moon cards and Vantis runes.
Yeah,
And
Dark Moon's cards are kind of interesting. They, they cost a lot to
yeah. But on the bright side, I believe the DPS one is still best in slot. The agility, the Fathoms is best in slot for most agility classes until Mythic Raid Gear comes into play.
Hmm. Good to know.
Yeah, because I was debating it first, but then I looked and I was reading a bunch of stuff and I'm like, yeah, you won't be replacing until you get Mythic eye level trinkets. Heroic won't even compare to it. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna throw down the gold for it.
I will say I've made some gold on selling Dark Moon Fair cards.
Yeah, the Vantis runes, those can go good, but you gotta be on a server where the rating scene is really big.
you know, I kind of find them. It can be nice when you're working on a boss, but it's only that one boss for the entire week.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we can just grab the one that we're gonna do progression on and have them handy for that each week.
Yeah, everyone in my guild has to this week for Mithrax.
Probably push for that more. I don't think
Well,
about it.
I was gonna say it can make sense, but we don't. It isn't like so hardcore that we haven't really needed them yet.
Yeah, in normal mode it probably won't be.
But you know, if like the last boss we downed, it could have worked, but because we spent so much more time on it. But all the other ones, I mean, the first week we went in, we went right through the bosses, so those runes that wouldn't have worked. It would have been a waste of ink. But then once again, it's all about the ink, and I'd have to go out and farm that crap.
Well, I'm sure there are herbs that we have more than we need. Oh my god. Yep, has a mini cutscene.
Please, Rakira, don't do this.
Yeah, I'm
You'll
afraid
get
to
yourself
ask for
killed.
those herbs.
You know I must, Kaja. Duty before all else.
Because it doesn't need specific herbs for him, right? Like, or specific, like...
Some herbs drop some because there's 3 different inks you have to use, and some of the herbs will give you a mix. Some will give you more of one kind, and some will give you more of the other. So, no, it doesn't really matter. You still get the blue ink. It's the green ink I'd have to look at the names, but the green ink, and then you've got the orange ink, and each one of them has a possibility of dropping off pretty much everything. But there are certain herbs you can use. You can usually get them to double up. I think for the blue, I think I've got like almost 300 of those inks, if not more. So making contracts is nothing really.
I'm scared. I don't want to fight Mithrax. He is so bad on heroic. Like on normal mode, we one shot him, but on heroic, we spent like 2 entire nights just wiping over and over and over and over and over again.
Aw. Aw.
But you know, after you get that first kill, that all of a sudden it's going to be easier the next time you do them.
I hope so. I'm hoping that's what we do with Zool, because Zool was a problem as well.
Unless you get totally lucky and, like, 4 people, you don't have one of those kills where, like, 2 or 4 people or something like that is alive at the end, then chances are it's like, oh, hey, we finally fucking figured out the mechanics fully, or everyone did,
Yeah, problem is most of the time our first kill on a lot of the bosses that we've been like progressing on, that's exactly how it ends. It's one person alive, and it's the same guy. It's our priest.
That's funny. What spec? Disc?
I think he's holy, to be
Oh,
honest.
nice.
But when we got our mythic talent kill, he was sitting there, and it was just me and him. And then I died, but I refreshed my bleeds on the boss right before I died. So he's just sitting there healing himself, running away, and the boss died to bleeds.
Nice. It's so sad.
I have to say, mythic talent was extremely easy for a mythic mode boss, at least.
Good to know. Windwalker can actually be kind of fun.
Wait, say what?
Bookmark this time and date.
Said Windwalker can actually be kind of fun. I typically only do Mistweaver on my monk, but I was like, I bet I'll have an easier time leveling as a DPS. Oh.
Yes.
I just kind of ran around as Windwalker, just figuring out what the fuck.
I'm leveling mine as a tank, but the only reason I was doing DPS, but then I was doing those BOE farms in Vol'dun, and apparently as a brewmaster, you just drop your statue down and you can AFK. So I did that while the rest of the people in my group killed stuff. I just kept refreshing the statue and watched TV.
That's pretty great. Got up to Rogue Zool, spent 2 nights last week wiping. Aw. Got this shit. Go get it. Might have to take a break though and like kill some shit. On normal in case people need the shit. You might as well, give people some morale. Things dying. But it just depends on what people need. That's what I try to do. If we struggle a lot, try to take a break from it. Like hungry. Weird. Okay, hopefully I'm up towards the end of this quest line because I did myself.
No one deserves this fate.
Akunda himself has forgotten who he is. Someone or something must be abusing his power. We won't know how to help without.
Stay safe. I will do my best to prepare Akunda's mind. But you need to be prepared to subdue any memories that might be awake.
Oh wow, okay, man, that's interesting.
Oh, I'm gonna take off. I gotta jump Discords and talk to somebody real quick. So I'll
Okay.
see y'all later.
Thanks for hanging. See ya.
Good night.
Oh fuck.
It's almost done. I can hear Akunda's voice entering my mind.
Here, can I do this in combat?
If you was to go to the shrine for the monk, do you get a buff for what is it, breath increase?
If you were to do what?
You know, you go to the shrine, you do the little blessings for the monks. You get is it a rep increase or what?
In the order hall?
I don't know if it's the order hall, but they have the what do you want to say it the meditation.
Oh. I don't remember. I don't know.
Because it used to, all right, when you first got a monk back in Pandaria, you could do the blessing or the meditation, and it would give you a boost, right? So, and apparently the same thing happened in the last expansion. Now I don't know how it works this expansion, if it's still the same thing.
I'm not sure. Gotcha, came.
The storm is calling.
I feel like that's something I should know about as a monk. Yeah, yeah.
Well, it can definitely, if it gives you a boost, it'd be like putting down the totems during a large group fight.
Can feel the end of this little quest line. Yay. Oh fuck, I can't dismount. Not worth it.
Call the storm, champion. Unseat this usurper. You should have run away when you had the chance. The power of Akunda will be mine.
Oh shit.
At last, I am free.
And I'm
Aw.
lobby 2, and I just walk over to the docks, and there's like nothing there. I'm thinking, oh no, what's going on? And I realize, oh, that's right, it's a lobby 2. So I was telling Ned the other day that I saw him on the bike with your daughter riding, and I was kind of shocked. I was kind of like, oh, this is crazy. Now I know he has a motorcycle, so I kind of expected that, but
You
on a
were
10 speed,
you were shocked to see Ed on a bike?
the 10 speed, yeah.
Yeah. That was my bike. We have one that's his brother's that he can ride, but it's kind of small for him. He hasn't really been much of a bike rider since they were kids and like went camping with their parents all the time and stuff, and they would ride trails. But as an adult, he hasn't really ridden bikes, but something we can do as a family. He wants to sell his brother's bike because his brother's pretty much abandoned it and get him a bigger bike. But yeah, he was just on mine. I was originally on it, and Katie has a balance bike, so it's different. It doesn't have pedals, and so I was like just using my feet because that's what she needs to do. So I was like trying to show her how to use her bike, and the bike is tall enough to where it was hurting my butt because I could like just touch with my toes while on the seat. I finally was like, okay, it's your turn. And like it's easier for him because he can go flat footed.
Right.
It's like, thank you. That was really not feeling good.
Can you lower the seat, or is it already maxed lowered down enough?
It was lowered all the way. Which typically you don't really want to walk your bike that way anyway. You get off the seat and you walk it straddling the bar. So it's fine, but when I'm trying to ride it like a balance bike, it's not so fine. Because all the weight is on the seat, and it's a really terrible seat. I need to get a new seat for it. Turns out, Ed's older brother jacked the seat off of it because he was riding bikes all the time and nobody else was using that bike, and he put a terrible seat on it to replace it. I'm like, you're a dick. Because now it's my bike. It was Ed's mom's, and she.
Yeah, I remember one of the last bikes I had. It had the adjustable
Nice,
seat.
Cayman. I find
You
it
didn't need a
fun.
wrench. You just loosened it, pulled it up and down.
Unbeknownst to the king. They scour the dunes, searching for a weapon that can destroy the city, killing any who get in their way. I have no idea what this weapon is, or where to find it, but it can't be good. If
It's
Jocko
fun.
is
I
hiding
dig
its
it.
existence
Sure.
from the king. We must find the weapon before Jock Rosette has a chance to get his hands on it.
Hello, Dorn, by the way. I thought you logged for the night.
No, just watched a new show called FBI.
Oh.
Yes?
Had to watch that and try to figure out what was wrong with my computer. I
Did
have
you figure
the
anything
window.
out?
Well, I don't know. I have the window open, and it's like 40 degrees outside. So that's going through and it's making everything cool. So
Go
I'm
carefully.
just waiting until Thursday when I get my 2 new fans.
Yeah.
What'd you think of FBI?
I liked it. The actress, I've seen her in a couple things,
Missy?
and I'm like, oh, cool. I like this girl.
I like her too, but the problem is to me, it's just another cop show. This time it's going to be, hey, we can have bombs.
It's the same. It's the guy who created Law and Order, so that's what it is.
Yeah, well, that's another cop show to me.
The first guy I see when I Google it is like a super flamboyant lawyer guy in a show I just watched.
That's one of that's not one of the guys who though. That's just one of the people who did this part. It's Misty.
Yeah,
Missy,
I was trying to figure out who she was to see if out of her face though.
The only thing I remember about the only is she was played in a gymnastic movie, and
Yep.
that's Stick It is what it's called, and that's what I like. I'm like, oh, that was a really good show, and then I see her, and she's a
Funny.
few. She was in a couple other shows called. Oh
One of them
shoot,
was The Rookie, where she
Rookie
was
Blue.
another
Yeah,
cop. Yep. Yeah, I like, she was funny in that, both those kind of roles, but to me, it's just like, great, it's another cop show.
and then
So I haven't really seen it.
I watched Magnum PI, the new one. That's pretty cool.
I haven't seen that one yet, but I'm kind of disappointed. I don't know how it's going to turn out for that one. But I did see a new series called God Friended Me. I liked that one.
I haven't watched it yet, but one of the one of his friends is a girl
Aw,
who used to
Cayman.
play.
Yeah,
She
you want
plays
crit, right? Oh, a Havoc or Vengeance?
Jesse Quick on Flash.
Yeah, I know who she is. Yeah, I seen it. I've already, God, I seen God Friended Me
Aw,
2
boo,
weeks ago.
Chunks.
I haven't seen it yet. I have her on my Instagram, and I watched that.
Yeah, it hasn't premiered yet. It will premiere, I think. Yeah, I'm not sure what day it premieres.
Alright, guys.
It's good night.
I used to versatility for both, huh? It used to be crit, didn't it? Actually, I think I always thought it was, and I kept checking, and it was haste. Oh, shit. I don't know. I played Havoc and Legion. But, anyway, I'm gonna go to bed. Soon. I'm gonna drop stream, so I'll be back tomorrow 9:15 p.m. Pacific time for some more WoW. I don't know what we'll do. Then sky's the limit. Still need expedition. Still need pluses on priest. I got something done on my mage, which is yeah. Thanks for hanging out with me. I hope to see you guys very soon. Thank you. If you're new to my stream or watching from a host, please drop me a follow. It helps me out a ton. Subscribe if you feel like it. Follow me on Twitter if you want to see if I'm delaying or rescheduling a stream. I hope to see you guys very soon. I love you all. Bye.